Hi, my name is Thomas Herman, and this is my book report on Soldiers, A History of Men in Battle. This book was written by two British men, John Keegan and Richard Holmes, in 1986. Both of these men have degrees in military history. John Keegan was born in London in 1934, and he was never actually in the British military. He was diagnosed with tuberculosis at age 13, and he was a little too young to fight in World War II at the time, so both of those things kind of rendered him ineligible to ever be in the military there. But he actually lectured in military history at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, which is where all the British officers actually go to train. So Richard Holmes was born in 1946, and he, unlike his co-author, was actually in the British Army. He enlisted in 1964 and worked his way through the ranks to brigadier, which is where he retired at in the year 2000. But that's not all he did. He also lectured at Sandhurst, like John Keegan, except he lectured in the Department of War Studies. So this book really isn't about a war or any number of wars in particular. It's more about the soldiers that fought in them, the people and the technologies and tactics they used to always try and get ahead of the enemy one step at a time. The book even talks about old divisions, old aspects of war that have really been rendered obsolete over the past couple centuries. Divisions like the cavalry that have been used even since ancient Mesopotamians, that have given way to the tanks and the artillery and the air force and all the new technologies that have really changed the way that we fight wars. One of the things that I really liked about this book was that in each one of the 13 chapters, there were countless quotes of soldiers either describing the mess after a battle, the chaos of a battlefield during a battle, or even times of peace when they saw an enemy, an unarmed enemy, and they chose to do the right thing and they went their separate ways peacefully. But I just thought it was really interesting to hear that from a primary source, because there are no situations in everyday life that could even come close to replicating that. I just thought that was interesting. So the question arises, is this book a credible source? In some aspects, I think, yeah, it's a credible source. Both these authors are very intelligent. They both have degrees in military history. They've worked in their field for a really long time, and they know what they're talking about. But on the other hand, there are really no citations in the book at all. A lot of times they won't give names, even when they're quoting the soldiers when they say stuff. So I think for that reason, it's really not that credible of a source. I really like this book. I thought it was very interesting, and the facts were all really cool, and it really expanded my knowledge of history. So I hope you guys get the chance to read it, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did.